Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to This Week in MLS. Yes, different setting, different people, but we're going to bring you the same great This Week in MLS. I'm Jillian Sakovits.
And I'm Calen Carr. There's nothing different here. Houston Dynamo legend. I like to wear helmets, backwards hats. I like to score goals. Sometimes I like to make cool videos. Go Cal, go
movement.
Stanford, go USC, go South Carolina, whatever you want to go with, right?
Right. If you haven't watched the show before, now you know this is not Calen Carr. This is David Goss.
Yeah. Or you could think that I was a
not much gave it away, though.
Yeah, I look like a professional athlete.
Yes.
I look like I could have scored an MLS Cup.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But the guy who did that is on the road along with Susannah Collins. They are covering the Gold Cup for us, so we're going to hold it down right here in the studio. And you know what? We kicked things up a notch today and did a little bit better. We're mixing it up a little bit for the Twim Takeaway because who really cares what we think when we have longtime MLS coach Sigi Schmid in the house for This Week in MLS. Let's talk the RSL LA Galaxy game. LA gets blown out 6-2. Ziggy, what do you say to the guys after that game?
Wow, you don't say much.
Or what don't you say?
You know, it's one of those things where you want to have a game as quickly as possible, but that's not happening right now. As a coach, you know, you can go in there and say, hey, guys, let's forget about it and all this stuff, but they're looking at you like, are you kidding me? We just took 6 goals. So you wish you had one of those mind zappers that made it instantly erase it from your memory. But there are no magic words at the end of the day. I'm sure Kurt is working on what they need to get through it, you know, how they need to work on things that maybe they didn't do well in that particular game. But for a team psychologically, there's no magic words that you can find right now. You just got to sort of say, hey, let's forget about it. Let's move on. It's history. It's over. It's done. We can't do anything with it. And let's go to the next phase.
The big blowout I think MLS fans think about is the 7-0 Red Bulls NYCFC. But that was a veteran NYCFC team. You had Pirlo, you had Villa, you had Lampard. This is a really young LA Galaxy team. How does Kurt Anoffel have to handle that? Does he use it as this is what can happen, let's get better? Or is it the worry that they're going to lose all their confidence?
Well, overall with the team, you know, you're going to say, let's forget about it, let's move on. Individually with those young players, you got to do a little bit of individual work and talking because no matter what you say, they will have lost, like you said, a little bit of their confidence. And now are they able to regain that? Are they able to put that back? Hey, you're still a good player. Don't worry about this. A veteran team like NYCFC, you know, Pirlo and those guys, they can deal with it because they know it's just part of the game. And if you play the game long enough, it's going to happen to you. But the young guys, they're going to say, oh, wait a second, oh, gosh, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I can't get this done. And so individually, you as a coach need to talk to some of those players or maybe a group of 2 or 3.
A teachable moment for sure. Now that we're halfway through the season, you know, you've got young guys. You've got Kurt Anoffel, first-year head coach. Ziggy, what do you see happening for LA for the remainder of the season?
They got to continue to roll with the lumps because they're going to take lumps with a young team. Now, obviously, they've had a lot of injuries and international call-ups, and Dos Santos is gone, and Zardes is gone, and you know, Sebastian Leggett is injured. Who was it? Van Dam missed that game as well. You know, Robbie Rogers is maybe done for the season at this stage. So they've had a lot of injuries, and Jermaine Jones is around the corner of coming back. So that's part of it, and for sure, getting some of those guys back is going to help them. But you're certainly going to have to be prepared to roll with the punches. Are the fans in LA going to be patient enough?
That's another question.
To allow them to roll with the punches
Right.
is the key question.
Well, Ziggy, thanks so much for stopping in. Sigi Schmid here for This Week in MLS, and he'll be a special guest throughout our Gold Cup coverage. Don't forget it, Club and Country after the whistle following U.S. games. Okay, another game I want to talk about, David, that's Atlanta and San Jose.
Yeah.
A big 4-2 win.
With
for
Atlanta,
United.
you know it's going to be goals, right? You know it's going to be fun. You know it's going to be exciting. The crowd is there. It's a holiday weekend, and it's not slowing down right now. And they were behind in this game, so to show that grit, to be able to come back, and Josef Martinez started the season hot. He's coming back from injury, but showing that he's the same player.
And now for San Jose, obviously, while they take the loss, Tommy Thompson with his first goal.
Tom hype train, it rolls again. Choo choo, choo choo. This was big for them, though, because he's the first ever homegrown player, but because of what Chris Leach means as becoming head coach. He's a guy who's based in youth development. Jesse Fiorinelli's changing the way this club is built. They've only have 2 homegrown players ever. They need to see that number grow a lot. But Tommy Thompson, a local kid, to get a goal shows that Chris Leach is focusing that way and that this franchise is moving towards a younger, more exciting style.
Definitely a milestone moment for the franchise. Next up, let's talk Orlando City. They get crushed at home 3-1. But David, this obviously comes as no surprise. You said it. This is what a team like Toronto does.
This is what TFC is right now. They are tied for first in MLS, but they're the best team in the league. They can hurt you in so many ways. And Sebastian Giovinco ties the free kick goal record with 9 in his career. Ties that MLS record. And what I love about this from him is he's the one earning the free kicks. And it's not just he's a specialist that steps up and knocks them in. It's that he's dangerous around the goal. And if you get too worried and you're like, well, I'll drag him down from behind, or maybe I think I can win that ball before he turns, then he's going to step up to the free kick and hurt you. And that's why, in my mind, he's the most dangerous player in MLS history.
Obviously, that's hard to bounce back from. That's the way the game gets tied up, and then they go on to score 2 more to win it.
That's what happens when you're playing a player like that.
Another thing to talk about in this game, Jason Kreis. Not too happy with some of those 50-50 calls.
No, and he came out in the media and said it. We've heard him frustrated before, but this was something else.
I'm getting very, very fatigued of being in our own stadium and feeling like the away team. A team like Toronto comes in here and they got every single 50-50 call tonight, and for me, that's unacceptable.
Then on Wednesday, we saw a lot of goals, a lot of excitement.
A lot of fireworks. July 5th,
Still some fireworks on the 5th, that's true. That's true. One game that caught me by surprise was the Chicago Fire, the Portland Timbers draw in Portland. Not to mention that makes Chicago now go 11 unbeaten.
And no Dax McCarty, who's with the U.S. national team for Gold Cup. No Bastian Schweinsteiger. And so this is a team now that it's mental that they believe they're the best team in the league. And they can do it without maybe everyone there all the time because it's already built into the system of we're a strong side. David Accam led this team. It was a gritty performance from them. Then you look at the rest of the day, and I loved seeing Vancouver get one late against NYCFC after trailing at one point. Jordi Reyna finally healthy. He comes off the bench, immediately rips the jersey off after scoring the goal. That's why you got a yellow card. You're not allowed to do that. And then Houston, the Hondurans are gone. You've got all 3 of those players out, and yet Alex steps in, plays strong. Wenger scores a goal in the first minute, and Memo Rodriguez, the academy player, steps up. We talked about Tommy Thompson, another guy, Wilmer Cabrera, who's brought there to get young players through, and you see it once again.
It's true. It was really nice to see a bunch of guys step up who now all believe in themselves and be able to make stuff happen.
Yeah, it's once you get that team mentality there, it changes the way you see yourself and the way you see the game, the expectations and the results.
And big news, our MLS Fan 11 for our All-Star game is out. Some big names in there, some obvious names in there. We got Villa, Jovenko, Kaká. But also, as you mentioned, David, you're missing some guys.
Well, you're always going to have snubs and fans voting for big stars. You know, I think they got the goal scorers right. But in midfield, Victor Vasquez, he's the one who creates it all for Toronto. He's the one who's put Toronto FC in a place where Greg Vanney's coming out mid-season and saying this could be the deepest team in MLS history, one of the best ever. He's got the assist. So I think he's a guy who should be in there. Calen Acosta's kept FC Dallas afloat with no Mauro Diaz, and they're still up the top of the Western Conference. He's a two-way player now, so that's a one that I think should be in there. And Aiko Para, a record-setting defense in Sporting KC. He's healthy, he's athletic, he knows how to play the position, he's kept them composed at times. Those are guys who still have a shot because you're still going to have the coaches make their selections, the commissioner selections. So I think those are guys you're going to see in there, but they are definitely fan snubs.
Definitely some fan snubs, but like you said,
but we love you. Thanks for watching.
You. And next up we have Did You See That? But David, you have to hit the button to see that.
This button?
Yeah.
Did you see that? Whoa, I'm taking this thing home with me. That's amazing. Simon just jumping up around me.
He's everywhere.
What did I see? I saw Haley's comment. Gonzalo Verón scored a goal in Major League Soccer. He's a designated player. It hasn't worked out. Injuries have been an issue. He's got speed. He's got some talent. He won a game on the road that this team maybe wouldn't expect to win. That's a huge 3 points for this Red Bull team. And you'd love to see him maybe push it into more production down the road. But for Red Bull fans, this was a big moment.
I'm going, so late night scrolling through Twitter, a picture pops up, and we all know Tommy Thompson got his first goal. As you said, it the first San Jose homegrown, finally nets his first MLS goal. And then this beautiful picture surfaces on the internet. Little Tommy Thompson.
Yeah, we've all got pictures from when we were younger and maybe would have gone different hairstyle. Not complaining, Tommy. I wish I looked half as good as you.
Plus of not making it as a homegrown player is your baby pictures don't surface on Facebook.
Yeah.
I mean, Twitter.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, I think he'll take it. He'll take that goal for the picture to get out there.
Well, that does it for today. David, thanks for coming and joining me. We had to hold it down, a tight ship.
Yeah, no more show because no MLS for 2 weeks. But maybe we'll come back next week and break down, like, people ordering food at a restaurant or, like, grocery store lines or something cool.
We're just coming back in 2 weeks, whether they like it or not.
Yeah, we'll just show up. I'll just show up here next week and just sit in this chair and just hit the button.
We'll see you guys then.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you just saw on This Week in MLS, and why wouldn't you, then hit like, subscribe, watch all of our other content. We've got episodes of BTW and The Movement.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I've heard that's a good show.
I've heard that's a good show.
I love that show.
Quality content for you guys. Check out our YouTube channel. Like, subscribe. Please like us.